Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Yes, we are live. I hope everybody's doing well. Today we'll be coloring out of Whimsy Girl Through the Decades by Lynn. This is the artist edition. This is not the edition that you get on Amazon, and it's not the PDF version that you can purchase on her Lynn's Etsy store. This you actually have to buy in her artist shop, which I put a link down below in the description where you could get that. But Color in Heaven collection. This is the costume special by Fabiana Treye. She's an Italian artist. So this is some of what comes in the edition of the Color in Heaven that I got. You guys are curious to see some of the costumes that they're in there. I hope everybody's doing well and structured well. Someone will tell Michelle that I am live. So, hi Jen, how are you? I had to eat some lunch, and then I had to, I also went into Modell's today. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Pink. So, and there will be a giveaway. So don't worry, guys, there will be a giveaway. I will let the two winners choose 2 books each. So part of what we're giving away is World of Fairies by Sarah Brevet, English Countryside by Coloring Book Cafe, Quest, Cassandra Clare's Mortal Instrument Coloring Book. I got this from a book depository. I looked in this and there was nothing really colored in it, so I don't know. Then this is the Dark Hunters, and now these are back on. I feel better. Now these were actually won by someone else, but they never contacted me, never sent me an email with their address, so they are back in the pile for giveaway. So that is what we're going to be doing. This is the artist edition of the book. This is the artist edition of Whimsy Girl Through the Decades. I bet you a lot of you have seen this. So the picture that I have opted to color today, and as you can see, I have a blotter page. We'll be coloring her today. Yes, I did, and I sent the book out about 2 days ago. So, I should say I dropped it off at the post office. Knowing how my post office has been lately, they've been a little on the crazy side. So, what shall we color this with? Copics, the new markers. You're going to have to move, Baby Yoda. Let's use the new markers. I don't know. I might have to go to a different post office, and I really don't want to go to another post office if I can not help it. This is rose beige. I don't know what's going on with my post office. They're a little on the weird side. So this comes from Whimsy Girl Through the Decades. I just got this today, so I'm really happy it came. I ordered it a while back, so. This is different periods and different timelines, so this is rose beige. I should have put giveaway in the title, but then, I want the people who really want to be here to, have it. Rose beige, 97, and this is from the Touch Cool markers. So they will advertise as something else, but they're very nice markers. I can say that. This is rose beige. I love to color Lynn. I haven't decided if I'm going away this weekend, but tomorrow I will not be streaming because I'll be working with my mother along the part of the High Line that opened up. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with what the High Line is in New York, it's what is the High Line again? It's old railway tracks that they turned into an overtop rooftop garden, I think, right? Okay. Elevated roof garden that used to be railroad tracks. Yeah, well. So for certain things I like to chisel, and then other times I like to find a point. I think I picked too light of a color for her hair, but that's okay. Because if you want it darker, you can get it darker, but I also know that Kate is on, and she's doing, what is it, the Hannah Carlson book. The other day I got an email saying something I ordered got discontinued. You know, the little Yoda plushie that I have. Some of you may have seen the Yoda plushie. Well, the other day, last night, I got a message saying that they had been discontinued. So I had ordered two of them, one for each of my nieces. So I was a little disappointed because I really liked Mandalorian. How many of us watched that? Well, this is the artist version, Michelle. They have a version. They have two other versions of this that you can get. On Amazon, they have this on the Amazon paper. This is the artist version, which I purchased from Hannah Lynn's store directly. Hannah Lynn has a store of her own. Or on Etsy, she has an Etsy shop, Hannah Lynn, where you can buy the book in PDF. Isn't he cute, Cindy? The Yoda, Baby Yoda. I found the Baby Yoda coloring book. I'm not gonna get it, but I found one if anybody's interested in that. Pastel blue. I know that child was so expressive. But I thought Pedro Pascal was fantastic as the Mandalorian. Now, if you're not familiar with Pedro Pascal, he's best known for Game of Thrones. I know, but it's just like it shouldn't be taking a week to get out of the post office system, and then they go down south rather than go north. This paper, I'm going to tell you something about the Amazon paper. It probably would take better because it's artist grade pencil, artist grade, artist paper. Now, when you buy artist editions, I'm going to tell you the truth. The artist editions are better suited for marker paper. The created space paper is okay. It's really, really thin. I like the artist editions just because they have better quality paper. Yeah, you're gonna pay a lot more for the artist edition. I'm not gonna lie, but I think I'm gonna make this part the same color and then we're gonna do a darker color. Because I'm gonna have a lot of green in it, I'm not making it green. Someone asked me the other day about Kaiser craft gel pens. I do not have those. You would have to ask Dee Dee about those since she was using them in her stream the other day. So that was asked of me recently. I don't know the answer to that pen company, so I've never ordered anything from Kaiser Crafts. I know who they are. I know what they do. So do not ask me about that company because I haven't ordered and I can't really say if it's good or bad. I can only comment on my own experience from sellers I've bought from before. I think this is the first. No, this is not the first page in it. But this will be the first page that I am coloring in this book. So you know what that counts for, guys. I've also there's lots of new things. I had a friend who really, really loved. I had a friend of mine who reads a lot of books. She loved Warrior Nun. She thought Warrior Nun was really good. I've not watched that yet. On Amazon, there's Hannah, the second season, which I'm like it. I'm only 2 episodes away from finishing it. I've been liking a show called When Calls the Heart. Um, First 5 seasons of that are on Netflix. The other 2 seasons you have to buy on Amazon, so or rent from Amazon. But it's a really nice show. When Calls the Heart. You can do that if you want. I don't do that, but I don't do that too often. You could, depending on the paper. Different paper is going to respond to different medium differently. Yes. Came with the board, so I used the board as a blotter page. Now, I don't color those like in There's a thing that people call when they get their markers, they feather them. I've never been able to do feathering because I don't understand how it works, but hi, Alicia. That's the worst because then you mess up the other page and then you're like, okay, then I have to use a dark color to hide this. Sometimes if I mess up skin tone with marker or my marker's really dry and then I can't finish the skin and the skin comes out all blotchy with markers, then I use pencil to fix it. And I typically use Prismas to do it, but I sometimes use other pencils to do it too. And lately I've been kind of culling the collection. Like I gave some books away recently to shelters. I've given some of the more kitty-like books to my nieces. Not all of them, just the ones that I think they'll like. Light violet. There's layer purple. So you see how that works? I need to work on more of Kirby's books. You guys really, Kirby's, I'm going to say something and I think it'll surprise a lot of people. I don't do a lot of Kirby on this stream because books take a lot of work to do. I'm not going to be ordering as much stuff as I have been because I got to worry about, am I going to be able to get as much as I might not be able to come tomorrow because I'm going to be walking the High Line with my mother, at least part of it. Then my mother wants us to go to Macy's and shop, so I'm like, don't really like shopping. I despise shopping. Yesterday I actually made my mother. Not yet. Did I make my mother breakfast yesterday? Yes, I did. I made her pancakes yesterday. I got up and made pancakes yesterday. Kirby's pictures, to tell you the truth, are a labor of love, but I have a lot of whips in Kirby's books. And the problem is that I don't have a lot of things that I started those pictures with anymore, so I got to find things that are similar or complementary to the things that I was using. Should I continue this purple or should I make it like the light purple? I think Michelle's favorite color is purple. But then in this book, she has the one behind it, which looks like this, which is a simpler version. I have all of Kirby's books except for the Colormorphia book, but I felt like I didn't need the Colormorphia book. Now, some people who are big fans are like, yes, how could you not want Colormorphia? I feel like I have all his books already, so I don't feel like I need to have that book. Guys, I was looking at the art store website and I found out what the new Copics are going to look like. The refills are going to look like. Oh my god, the refills look so different than they did before. Like, this is the way that they look now, the Copics refills. I'm just going to take one out at random. But what they're going to do is put them in a thinner container and a rounder. The container is going to be round and thinny and skinny. So they're going to be a lot more lightweight, the new ink refills. So I saw the way the new refills look. Kind of impressed with the way the new refills look. I'm not going to do a flip through of this one because there's already so many flip throughs of this one. Well, I think it's going to be the same length, but it's not going to be as much ink in the refill. I hope they're going to be less money, but knowing Copic, probably going to be like maybe $1 less. Someone was telling me the way that you can avoid streaks with markers is if you do this. If you do the circle method. Pink. Here's what you do. In your settings, if it's coming out blurry, in your settings on your computer, there should be a little thing that looks like a screw. And what you do with your screw is change the resolution on your screen, and then you should be good. Try and change the resolution on your screen and see if that helps. That's what I was just telling her, Robin. I'm trying a new method, like the circle method. Someone told me what you do is you color in a circle with the marker. To prevent less streaking. See, there's going to be some streaks here, but you can always cover that with pencil. It happens. It just is like something that you can't control. So, someone was asking me about shading with pencils. Pablos. Can you shade an area with Pablos? Yes, you can. But it has to be the right color combination. I will show you a little something. Someone was asking about it. This is turquoise blue, which is very similar to the color here. So you do this. I do this in the way that they tell you shouldn't do it. You do this if you want to take out streaks. Because this is not no vape unboxer. They tell you to do this if you have streaks in your markers. Christmas in July is fun. So now we have our pencil in there. You can use markers as a base and then go over them ever so slightly. Now, I've found that when I use pencils to go over markers, the two pencils that go over marker the best really are the Prismacolors, because they're wax-based for some reason. They go over marker-based very well. Same thing with the Pablos. Now, some people say polychromos, but I have found that polychromos don't work as well on marker over marker. I've never tried doing it with my Schiffer Farbens yet, so I don't know if that would work yet because I haven't tried it. I've only tried it with 3 brands so far, the Polys, the Prismas, and the Pablos. So there you got that in there, right? Well, I put marker base down first. That's how you make it. This is how you make it, Jessica, when you put your over it. Now, some people do this to smooth out the marker, or if they have any white things, or if you're me and your marker, refillable ink, and I'm not using Copics, let's say I'm using maybe a Cali Art, I'm using Nelly's, or I'm using some other budget-friendly marker, and I'm using it. Thank you, Miss Michelle. Hold on, guys, while I take a little sip of my drink, my tea. You do this to smooth out any marker lines, anything. But you see how much different it looks from this compared to that? But that's because we put a base. Now, darker marker colors, you can do it, but it doesn't come out as well. I find that if I use lighter marker colors, it comes out a little bit better. Today I went to Modell's to get myself new sneakers. Now, I was supposed to get new sneakers in March, so because my sneakers are really old and cruddy, but I also bought socks, insoles, in which I found I didn't need the insoles because once I tried on the shoes, I found that they were really comfortable. But I always, whenever I buy sneakers, I always buy insoles because some of you know that I have problems with my feet. So I'd rather not, just be safe in case. This sometimes happens. That's what happens when you get the prints all over the market. What color is this? Turquoise blue. You also want to pick colors that are similar to your markers. My mother had the contractor here. My mother's going to have her the floors on the bottom of the house taken apart and redone because our whole floor is starting to come up and the floor is starting to buckle. But someone told me that's because of the humidity. But the contractor says he has to rip up the entire floor downstairs. Then they have to, rip it up, which is probably a day or two to rip it up. And then they have to lay the back, the base, and install the stuff, the new floor. So my mother's finally going to be doing this, but when they're doing this, we're going to have to be out of the house for 2 weeks. So I don't know which book I'm going to be bringing with me. So I probably will bring the computer with me, which means I'm probably going to have to get a laptop bag for this new computer. I had a laptop bag for the old one, which was much smaller, which is a 13-inch bag, but it's nowhere near. Gonna fit the bag, so remember there is a giveaway at the end of this trip, so 2 lucky people are gonna each pick 2 books each, so I'm done. The bad thing about pencils is that you always have to sharpen them. Yes, Michelle is very funny. Yeah, I like the Michelle's live title. I saw the notification. Going live until Grace goes live. I thought that was funny. Michelle's title was funny. I kind of cracked up. My mother cracked up when she saw that too, Michelle. My mother thought your title was funny. See what happens. Even this happens to the best of us. This is my favorite sharpener. I could use the other one, but the other one makes me too long. It does, but you know, I'd rather use my pencils up and say I use them than let them sit and not be used at all. What's the point of buying something if you're not going to use it? You see how small? I'm so glad, Michelle, because I know for a lot of people they wanted different books. Now I'm going to introduce Elvira, and this is one of my favorite whites besides the luminance titanium white. Yeah, well, I don't stalk it every day because that seems ridiculous, and then my mother gets suspicious. What are you doing on Amazon? What are you buying? Save your money. I hear this stuff all the time. So. Now we're going to go to a Copic because I like the Copic skin tones more than I like the other things. So. This is E53. This is raw silk. This is a Copic. Keep that in mind. I have a lot of different markers now. E53 raw silk. Raw silk. E53. And for anybody who's wondering, I have a chart for all my Copics. I have the hex chart for all my Copics here. But you can tell I don't have a whole lot. Like compared to some people, I don't have a lot. Compared to some people say I have a lot. Some people say I don't have a lot. So E53 is this color. This is what E53 looks like when it's dried. Here's the thing about the Copics. The skin tones on the Copics are really, really good. This is natural oak. I always put a little sticky on whatever I'm working on, just because it makes my life easier to find the page I'm working. It is a pretty color and it's a great skin tone. The thing about the Copics is when you get your Copic markers, especially the earth tones, which is E, they can be used as skin tones, and you can blend the earth tones to make really interesting skin tones. For darker skin tones, that's what I use, is a mixture of darker skin tones and lighter skin tones to get darker skin tones. But I tend to, when I'm trying to do darker skin tones, I tend to go from light to dark. That's okay, you're like my mother, my mother gets tired very easily these days. No, when I saw this, I thought, oh, this is a nice little Western girl. See, what she does here in this is she does a more detailed page, and then she does a simpler page. Sometimes I get some of you know, I have a subscription to Color in Heaven, the magazine. But here's the thing, when I get those announcements for those specials, I get to see what they are, but not all of them interest me, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, no, do I want them? Do I not want them? The ones that come with the subscription are just the Color in Heaven specials, but the ones that are part of the collections, the ones that you gotta pay separate, of the Color in Heaven collection ones, like the dogs, the costume, and the Australia special. Those were all the non-subscription ones. Someone asked me what's my favorite thing to color. Well, I think it depends on my mood but I do love coloring people a lot. But I think, one of the things is sometimes I get, and anybody who colors a lot of people know this to be true. That sometimes you like to color something a little bit different. Mahogany. What does this color do? I haven't used the browns in this set very much. I've gone through my Monellinis very, very fast. Well, it's funny because when I started, I wasn't doing people. Believe it or not, I was doing florals, landscapes, mandalas. Florals, landscape, and mandalas when I started. I wasn't doing too many people. And then I started learning how to do things like skin tones and other things from watching other people. Now, this is a brown, but it says it's burnt orange, which is different color. Like they say this is burnt orange, but it's really not. It's like a burnt brown. Okay, here's the thing. What's your budget? Camilla Angela Cova does some really nice mandalas. If you want good paper but a lot of mandalas, I would suggest one of the Color It books. But their books are like $20, but the paper is really nice, and you can use both pencil and marker on it. But I prefer marker when I use a Color It book. There's lots of mandala books on Amazon. Look in, I believe Sunlight Drawing has one. Camilla and Jakova has a bunch of mandalas. Sally Berry has a few. I think Sunlight Drawing has a mandala book. I think Just Add Color has one from the Just Add Color. Like for people who are starting out coloring and they don't know what they want to color, I suggest you get like a big book of coloring and then it gives you like different images to color. Well, everyone. So this was the colorants are worth it in my opinion because you can color with marker on them, but you can also color with pencil if you choose to. But just depends on the color, so you have to be careful what you do with the coloring books with them. Emerald green. Then a Mystic Shade. Natural Oak. Vanilla and Jakova has a really nice selection of mandala books. Hi, Corbins. I mean, depends on what you like, you know. The color would too. You can see that the color came out really nice on her skin. Now, if I wanted to lighten it, I would use a lighter pencil. But I'll use the light peach if I needed to lighten it. This is emerald green. I was also like, you know, some of you know that I am a big wrestling fan, so I was watching also. Like last week, I watched The Undertaker: The Last Ride, the documentary special, and you know, like the Undertaker's one of those stars who doesn't really go out of his way to do documentaries or things like that. You know, he's pretty private once he's gone from the wrestling ring. But you get to see a lot of things that you never knew about the Undertaker and his matches, and I mean, the special was really, really good. Um, yeah, I probably will be watching. Oh, I'm sure she will understand, Michelle. That you didn't mean to do that. Who else does mandalas besides the people there that mentioned it? You can go to Amazon and type in mandalas. The Meter Victoria also has mandala books out there. A lot of people forget that she has mandala books, a few mandala books out there. Sally Berry has mandala books now too. I think Jade Summer has Christmas mandalas and a few other mandalas. I think Sunlight Drawing has a one color mandala. Who here has Sunlight Drawing books? Because I believe Sunlight Drawing has one. I only have one Sunlight Drawing book, and it's a mandala one. It's not one of their color by number books either. Grass green. Well, here's the thing. Not everybody has the same supply, so sometimes you will see the variation of it with different supplies. I've seen two or three people do the same picture. I call my number, and they all use different supplies, and it all came out looking. It looked similar, but it was very different the way the picture came around. One person used very expensive pencils, the other person used cheap pencils, and another person used markers. So it was very different. Depends on who's coloring it and what they're using. Some books, you know what you could do is if you're not sure if you want them, look up on YouTube, and I'm sure there's a flip through somewhere. And I'm sure someone has a flip through video on Amazon. Thank you, Colton. mint green. Someone once told me, "Oh, there are no differences in the greens you use." I looked at this person like, is this person absolutely crazy? There is a difference in greens. The dark greens, there's the light greens, there's the turquoise greens. I got a little offended when this person said to me, "Oh, there's no difference in your greens." I go, "Yes, there is." Corbin, this book here, this is an artist edition. So when you buy some people's artist editions, they come on this. You can buy another version of this book on Amazon, but it's like the paperbound and it's on the Create Space paper. Now, this I bought through Hannah Lynn's website, Hannah Lynn Art. I put a link down below in the description. So this is the artist edition, which has better paper, and it automatically comes spiral bound. I didn't ask for it to be spiral bound, so um, a lot of left-handers have told me they like the spiral bound books better. A lot of lefties also have told me they like. I have colored a lot of pictures in different books over the years, so. The artist edition are a lot more money, Corbin. Um, Here's the thing, guys. When you buy artist edition, you're buying a better quality book. Now, if you can't afford that in your budget, and I know there's some people who say, "Oh, you shouldn't be posting expensive things, or you shouldn't be posting links that promote expensive stuff." I post what I think is the most prudent for you guys, and maybe other people would like the link to this copy of the book rather than something that's a little bit less money. There's an expression: you get what you pay for. Now, some people say, "Well, isn't it the same book?" It is the same book with the same pictures, but as you get older and the more you color, you realize that the paper does make a difference. Now this is a yellowish color, but you know, when you buy a book from Etsy, you're buying, like, let's put this in a perspective. When I buy books from Etsy, they're going to be pricey. I know that I'm buying a pricey book from Etsy, but I know the quality is good that I buy. Or if I know I'm buying a Chinese coloring book. This is called Fresh Green. I don't know why this is Fresh Green because it's a yellow color. I don't know why. Exactly. Some of the names don't make sense on the markers. That's not to say that I don't like coloring with pencils. It's just that when you color with markers, you're going to color faster. Grass green. And also, Hannah Lynn has had some Kickstarters. Or in my case, I have a binder where I put all my completed PDFs after the month is over and I color in them so that way I'll have a place for them. So I have 2 binders full of pages so far. I'm not even finished with the second binder yet. So mhm. You know, not everybody has the same resources to keep that in mind. Well, I put them in a and then I put them in a binder. The spiral books is really a nice thing. Well, you know what it is too. Everything has gone up, Robin, since this pandemic. So ours. Lacked serenity. I love green. Guys, you want to take a coffee with me? Sorry, guys. This is Spectrum Green. This is GO2. This is a Copic. G19 bright parrot green. Everybody likes those books. I do too. Now this is vivid reddish purple. For certain things, I do use the Copics. I don't have one of those machines. Oh no, I ruined it. That's okay. We can cover it with a dark enough color. Looks interesting. No one said that we had green. This, because I like the images so very much. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I bought a earlier this month. I bought a small paper shredder because my mother was complaining I can't shred these documents. Hold on, guys. I see a spot I missed in the picture. And then we just gotta do the time. Pentel Sparkle Pop. I think you should do a video. I think a lot of people would be interested in how to do that. I just put my PDFs in binder sheets and then I put them in a binder. I'll show you the binder after coloring this, guys. This is a Pentel gel pens. Don't worry, I have more. And I'm still waiting for my portable air conditioner to come. It hasn't come yet, so. For old things, things that are like 5 or more years old, because I keep all my papers and I really shouldn't keep all my papers the way that I do. And I guess this could be counted for Color Your Hoard, right? Since it's the first picture that I finished. I recycle a lot. At my job, we used to recycle a tremendous amount. So sometimes I do this. Sometimes you have to turn the book. So, and let's look at the blotter page. This is a thick piece of cardboard. Cardboard works very well as a blotter. So, well, my mother wanted it. I tried it for like the longest time, and I was bigger than what it looked like when I got it. When I got it, it was so small. It wasn't even funny, Robin. I thought it was going to be a bigger one than it actually was. So I can now put it in the pile of finished pages. But before we do that, guys, before we get to the giveaway, I'm going to show you some of the things that I do with my PDFs. Years ago that I did. So this is where I keep my PDFs. I keep them in there because it's easier to have them in there than it is to find them. Plus, I never know when I'm going to be in the mood to color. I keep them for a couple pages. Hold on, while I move all the markers out of the way. And we'll get those. I can't anything ever. So this is where I keep all the PDFs when I'm done with them. This is the way that I did it. I bought the binder paper for it. So I also have charts in here. 2 swatch chart here. This was a Neo 2 that I did on some cardstock, some old cardstock, just to see how it would work. Then I have the Arteza Expert pencils. And I have the Arteza Water Brush pens, the Black Widows. This is when I first got them. The 24 brush pens. The Cali Art 100 markers when I first bought them. Crayola 100 pencil set. The Dick Blicks, the landscape ones, the portrait color ones. The 36 color pencil set. Then I had the Soho Urban Artist pencil. So you see, I've done a lot of charts over the years. But this is what I basically did. This comes from August Reverie 2. Vivid Beauty, Woman of the World. See, and I did this on the 18th. And then I did this. I believe that was an Etsy book. This was also an Etsy, and this is a C.L. Aldrich one. Meadow Haven by Adele Lorraine. I forget what she goes by on Etsy, but this is before she did that Kickstarter book. Another C.L. Aldrich book. I believe this was a Mordell Rubio one for Christmas. This was a Molly Harrison one that I did. And I printed it out as a grayscale book. Another Molly Harrison one. Dainty Damsels. This is a Christmas image. Another one from Dainty Damsels. Flowers of Fantasy, C.L. Aldrich. This was before I started getting her book in. I'm trying to remember who this is from, but it's definitely from an Etsy shop. Same thing. Fantasy imagery. Probably fantasy imagery. Damsels of Distress. Damsels of Distress. This was before I really understood how to use markers really well. Damsels of Distress. Now, everybody says this one looks like Gabrielle from Xena Warrior Princess, and this was not my intent to make this girl look like Gabrielle from Xena, but somehow it ended up being that. These are just some of what I've done. Over the years, you can see how I've experimented and gone bigger. I think there is, Corbin. Who does that? Is that Dee Dee who does that? I believe Dee Dee is the person to talk to about that, and maybe Ann or Jen, because I believe that they've done that with their pages, but I don't know how they've done it. Dee Dee has done it smooth, but I don't remember what she used. I don't like this picture for whatever reason. I don't remember who it was by, but I don't like it. This one was Damsels of Distress. I remember doing this one. This was done in 2019. Just want to show you guys that this is how I do, where I put the books. You know, if you look at my PDFs, you know, I see an improvement in my work. I believe there is a way you could do that. I believe I was trying to water brush this and the water did not come out right. That's why it's streaky. Same thing for this one too. The marker did not color correctly, and I didn't realize at the time I could use pencil to fix it. This is definitely a grayscale one. I don't remember who was doing it, and I think it was supposed to be a Red Riding Hood image for a Red Riding Hood challenge. This is a Yana Prozovina image. That I know is a Yana Prozovina. Some images you know because those were some of your most infamous works. Now this, I have a PDF of this book. This is called Loveliness by Grazia Salvo. This is one of my favorite images that I have. This is a Selena Finneck image because I remember purchasing it because we were trying to explain how grayscale works that day. I think it was a grayscale month. Another Selena Finneck image. This is from How Moon Art. This is from Rain Art. Some of you know I had used this picture as my profile pic on my Instagram. And I think this is from the Elf book, the Elf PDF. This is from Faces for Charity. I forget, Vienna S is the name of the artist. This is also by Christina Novak. This is for Faces for Charity, which they were doing a project for it, Damsels of Distress. Dainty Damsels Holiday Collection. And I think this was Damsels of Distress. I really had to think for certain books. Loveliness. Now this is from Mariola Boudet. Another one from Mariola Boudet. Elegant Beauties. Elegant Beauties. Elegant Beauties. Elegant Beauties. This was a free Easter page from Demeter Victoria. The Elegant Beauties. You could make a book like this if you wanted to do. This comes from Mariola Boudet. This is from her premium art pack. She did 6 of them in that pack, so a lot of the things I do get from Etsy, a lot of my PDFs, so keep that in mind. Or you get freebies, like this is also another freebie that Demeter Victoria had in her collection. I'm just showing you what I do with my PDFs. When I'm done with them, I put them in these binder pages. And I bought the Amazon brand because it was, this is another Mariola Boudet, Elegant Beauties. And that's it for this binder. But as you can see, I've already lined up some binder pages, empty binder pages, so I could have them ready to go when I put in the new stuff. I'll do that. So that's what I do with my finished PDFs, if anybody's curious about that. Giveaway time. Time. Really, Robin? I know Dee and Anne have a machine that does it. I think Dee has a machine because she has cut pages out of what is that book? Oh, that famous book, Serene from her thing. So here are what we're giving away. World of Fairies coloring book by Sarah Bourrier. It's a really pretty little fairy book, but I'm not going to color in it. I've had it for a year. English countryside coloring book from Coloring Book Cafe. Nice pictures, but I have so many books like this now. Quest, which is a really nice book, but unfortunately, I'm not going to color from it. I don't even know why I got it. I think I got it because Dev had gotten it. Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. The only reason why it has a black thing like this is because I got it from the Book Outlet or Book Depository. I don't remember one of them. I got it from on a 50% off thing. Charlene Kenyon's Dark Hunters. And these 2 books are back up. The Dragon books are back up because the person never emailed me with their email address, with their mailing address, and I waited over a month. So it's time. So the rules of this giveaway, there's 20 of you, so the numbers will be, you guys do not put any numbers in until I say go. Number 1, you must live in the US. Sorry to my international followers. No international followers. The numbers are 1 to 25, 1 number per person. Now, if somebody else has picked your number, and if that number gets called as the winner, the first person who put that number in wins the book. So try not to go over. So when I say go, you guys can put numbers in. And I will pick. two winners. Two winners, two books each. When I say stop, then no more numbers, please. Okay, let me put 1 through 25 in there. Whoever's closest to the number without going over wins. And the number is 18. I think the closest one was Michelle. I think so. Yeah, I think it's you, Michelle. Robin, is it Michelle? Jessica's saying it's you. But maybe one. Yes, it's Michelle. So which ones do you want? I have a feeling you want the dragon ones, right? Because I remember the last time you wanted the dragon ones and you didn't get them, but the person never claimed these books, never gave me an email. Dragon's Jade Summer and the Dragons in Nature special. I know Michelle so well. So we can pick one more. We'll pick one more winner. And that person, we still have plenty of books left. We have Dark Hunters, Cassandra Clare, the Quest book, the English Country. So the same rules apply. So as last time, 1 to 25. So I'm gonna press go and once I press go, you can enter a number. No. Please tell me my thing. I don't like when it gives skills and does the unstable things. No, she does not. So no new numbers can be entered. So I'm gonna generate the number now. 12 is the winner. So that's Phantom's Angel. Cindy won it. So what would you like, Phantom Angel Cindy? What would you like, Phantom Angel? What would you like, Cindy? Shadow Hunters and Mortal Instruments. No problem, we can do that. So, Cindy, since I already have Michelle's address, I just need you to email me. I'm going to put where you can email me. Michelle, I already have your information. Please write down the email address when I give it to you because people don't tend to forget it. So that way I can mail you your books. That's I know your email. I know your mail cloud. I'm sending you so many packages. Barb, we're already done with the giveaway. I think you're in top chat. You're not in live, I think, Barb. You know who was doing World of Fairies, right? You know who I saw do World of Fairies? Who was doing a picture in this book? Was it Kate of Kate's Color in Heaven was doing that? I believe she was. So, which one you want? World of Fairies, pink? Jess, you want World of? If you want World of Fairies, I'll give you World of Fairies if you want it. If you really, really want it, I'll give it to you. I'll give you World of. Do you really want this book? Yes, Jess. I'll give it to you if you really, really want it. Jess. No, just email me your address and I'll give it to you. I'm trying to make room. So as you can tell, I also bought this little thing here, guys, to help me organize my stuff a little bit better. So it has the big things, a couple of these things, and then it has little things here where I can write little notes and stickies to myself, and then I can also flag my finished pages as well. So that helps me. So I want to thank you guys for coming to the stream, and everybody have an awesome evening and an awesome weekend. Bye, everybody.